Welcome back to Yes, I'm Adopted, Don't Make It Weird. This week, we're going to be talking about picking your battles with adoptees. And as adoptees.
Not between us.
And with Brett.
So, before we get started, guys, we just want to remind you, as always, to check out the resource and merch page on the website. You can go to yesimadopted.com in order to check out all the amazing things that we have there. We have some really cool books from some amazing authors that you definitely need to read. Also, we still have the course going on right now. If you are wanting to be a better adoptive parent, the stories that we tell hopefully can help you. The things that our parents did well and the lessons that we learned from them. So go check out the link in the description.
Spelling?
I think. Wait, no.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. We're good though.
It's fine.
We're good.
Let's cover it up.
All right. So picking your battles.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking
this week.
about.
We're going to talk about picking your
Okay,
battles.
so why? Why is it important to choose your battles or to pick your battles wisely?
I have children. You have children.
Children.
Right? You have children.
Children. Yeah, that's what it is.
and do you agree with everything your child does?
Yes. Everything.
Oh.
She's amazing.
Well, never mind then.
No.
So you don't have any battles. This doesn't apply to you. None of this applies to you.
Okay.
Because having children, as is commonly pointed out with in the comedic world, is like living with an insane roommate.
With no boundaries.
Right? That you have to wait on hand and foot.
Right.
And that, I mean, you live with this tiny person that's just insane. And they do insane things.
Yep.
And some of those insane things are legitimate issues of safety. Like, don't stick said fork into said outlet. Things like that.
Uh-huh.
That maybe we should definitely, that's a kind of a general rule. You should always engage on that one. But, some of them are ridiculous. I don't know. I want to have, pizza, but with spaghetti on it.
Oh,
and
why not?
And, anyway, so, my kids and Brett might want to have pizza with spaghetti on it, and I think that's gross, but at the same time, is it really hurting anything? And maybe I need to just, choose whether or not, at this time, in this instance, that's an argument worth having.
Right.
Right? And now, that's just, in general, raising children and dealing with people.
Right.
As a whole. And then, with what we call the 80-20 rule of saying that adoption issues are in adolescence specifically have mostly to do with just being a human, and then just tack 20% more intensity on top of that having to do with adoption.
Right.
And that's where you come up against okay, be really intentional with adoptees.
Uh-huh.
Which battles you're gonna fight out with them.
So, okay, let's go back to the past, Davo.
Okay.
I want you to close your eyes and imagine you as a child.
I'm drinking.
You're not doing it. So, what kind of battles did your parents pick and choose? And which ones did they fight? Vehemently fought?
Sure.
Okay,
we fought over hygiene.
Okay.
Pretty intensely.
Okay.
Forever.
Okay.
And this didn't help that I have strong teeth.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't get cavities.
Is that a Korean thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Teeth?
But I rarely ever. I don't think I ever got cavities, and I was horrible about brushing my teeth, which is really gross now. As an adult, I look at that now and I'm like, that's kind of disgusting.
Right.
But as a kid, it's just why?
Right. Side note, real quick. You ever watch those TV shows where, a couple, they wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is they start sucking face, and you have to start them, you think to yourself, why would you do that? You didn't brush your teeth yet.
That's gross.
Yeah, right? It is.
But as a kid, I always associated teeth brushing with food eating.
Uh-huh.
Right? And it's I just woke up and I haven't eaten anything. Why do I need to brush my teeth?
Right. I was that way as a kid too.
And we would my mom and I fought on this point. And I lost because I'm a child, so just brush your teeth, right? But this was a battle that was and it was just a battle every day to get me to brush my teeth, unless I really felt like they needed it. which
Right.
was never, right? But then on top of that, one of the battles that my mom used to have with me for a long time was not necessarily hygiene, like health, but
Uh-huh.
just general appearance,
Right.
right? Like, did you comb your hair? Or did you do X, Y, or Z thing to like your, I don't know, fingernail,
Yep,
whatever,
yep.
whatever that was. And we used to fight a lot about that, but that's something that, and she told me about this later, eventually she's just like, I just let that one go.
I'd rather him brush his teeth than comb his hair.
Right? Like if we're gonna fight over the toothbrush thing, why elongate that
That's
fight
good.
with hair combing?
Right.
Also, right? And if you want to look like a hobo, fine, enjoy. And
Yep.
and that was and you know, talking to my mom about that at one point, she was like, the reason for that was because she thought it reflected on her,
Right.
right? That her kid looks like a homeless person, and what the heck.
I remember having that conversation with my mom.
Right? And again, we fought about this for years until probably high school.
Right.
And at which point she was just like, "You're driving, whatever. If that's how you want to look,
Right. Like, whatever.
don't do drugs."
Yeah.
Right? Like,
See, my parents and it was kind of similar. Like, mine was showering.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Koreans, we don't generally smell bad. Go and sniff a Korean today. Like, go find one and just see if they smell bad.
That's a great bumper sticker.
Yeah. Go sniff a
Go
Korean.
sniff a Korean. Hey, why don't you go sniff a Korean?
Like, Koreans, like, there's something in, like, you know, our genetics where we're missing certain glands or whatever. He can
Right.
explain it to you later.
Our sweat doesn't have an odor.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very strange.
It's weird. So, like, you know, like, my parents would always tell me to shower. Well, I thought showering was pointless because I didn't smell. Or at least I didn't think I did as a kid because, you know, what people say, you can't smell your own odor.
Mhm.
Which for some people is definitely true. I smelled them. And you have to be, like, completely nose blind to not smell that.
Mhm.
And so my parents would constantly, you know, be on my case about showering.
Sure.
So this is what I did as a kid. Okay, this is how I won the battle
Okay.
as a child. And so this is a little bit of parenting advice, I guess, for you guys to watch out with your kid. So I didn't like being told what to do. And as soon as somebody told me what to do, I would figure out a loophole around that. So what I would do is I'd go into the bathroom and I would turn on the shower
Mhm.
and I would just sit there.
Hmm.
And just sit there. And then I would wait about 15 minutes. And then
Okay.
I'd get out, like, you know, I'd turn the shower off. I would splash some water on my face and a little bit in my hair. And that was it.
What would you do for those 15
That was
minutes?
nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a Game Boy. I didn't have anything. But the fact that my parents told me to go do this, and again, this is something we argued about, I felt like I needed to win. And I did that for so long. Guys, it's embarrassing how long I did that
That's a
for. I don't
little
even want to
embarrassing.
say.
Yeah.
But I did that for so long. And I would only shower when I deemed I needed to shower.
Mhm.
Because I needed to win that argument. I needed to win the battle.
Okay. So you had that one. And honestly, okay, like hygiene issues you probably should engage.
Yes, definitely engage hygiene
Right.
issues. Your child needs friends. Nobody wants to be friends with that kid.
Even if they don't think they do.
Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't have many friends. Should have showered more.
Because of the general filth level.
Thanks for marrying me, wife. I love you.
She's known you a long time.
She's known me a long time.
So,
whew.
like pre this.
This was
showering
pre.
era?
No. We started dating after I got my act together. I will say that right now, wife. I know you're watching this. I got my act together before we started dating.
Oh my gosh! But then there's other stuff that's just kind of like goofy kid stuff, right? Or like things that are maybe problematic. I don't know, not problematic, but just irritating.
Uh-huh.
That maybe just let that go, right? Like, and that's generally true. Like, or in some cases, like learn to find the humor in it,
Right.
because some stuff that your kids do that should be annoying is absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
right?
My kid's hilarious.
Like my I'm driving my kid to work, or well, I came to work. I'm driving him to school the other day, and he's like, my friend and I can speak duck. And let me preface this by saying that I generally like things to be just quiet in general,
just
right?
in life, yeah.
But some stuff like this, so like a lot of the times, if he's being ridiculous, I'll just be like, all right, man, like we've done that for a while. But he's like, my friend and I can speak duck. And then he carries on to say things like, okay, well, so I was saying quack, 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 quack. But he's making like a quack noise or whatever. I can't do it, right? Yeah, like that. And he does that for a few minutes, and then he's like, or a few seconds at least, and then he's like, and then my friend said, quack, 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 quack. And then I said, quack, quack, quack. And then he was like, quack, quack, quack. And there's never a translation.
I can see that so
for those of us that can't speak duck.
I can see that. I can see him doing that.
But then I'm like, huh, all right. Like, right. What am I going to do? Be like, no, you can't speak duck. Get out
you liar.
Get out of here. Right? Or like, you just, whatever. Right. Like, there's some things that are goofy, and like that's one of the more goofy things that's just kind of genuinely funny. But like, right. I mean, kids do some ridiculous things, and some of them are just not worth.
No, they're not.
The effort.
And I guess a good way to gauge it as the parent is you kind of have to ask yourself a couple of different questions. First of all, is it harmful to the child or to anyone else around them? Like, that's a good question to start out with right there.
If yes, engage.
Exactly.
Here's the flow chart.
Yup. Is this going to be something that is going to hold them back in any way? Like making friends with not wanting to shower or brush your teeth? If so, then maybe engage. Or is this just like, an annoyance thing? Or is it something that you are putting your own name on it and you are embarrassed? Because if that's the case, there's a whole nother set of questions you should ask.
So, like, is it to the point where somebody's going to call Child Protective Services?
Right.
Maybe engage.
Yes.
Is it just something that's weird? Maybe it's not worth it.
Right.
Right? Or like, one of the big ones that comes up a lot in the adoption community specifically is the idea of food hoarding.
Right.
Like, specifically, a lot of the kids that come out of the foster system or orphanage systems, right, that don't know when they're going to be fed, when adopted into families will hoard food. Mm-hmm. And you'll go into their room and find granola bars and just kind of whatever.
Bags of chips underneath the bed, hiding. Yep.
And that, in a normal human being, that's kind of an irritating thing. Right? Like, why is all of this food in your room that you're not eating?
You're going to get ants. I wanted to eat those chips. What's wrong with you, Billy?
Those are my Sour Patch Kids. Yeah. I don't know what you're like. How did you even find this candy? I don't know. Right? And that's a thing that I know, especially before a lot of these studies were done, was something that was really a contentious thing for a lot of parents.
Right.
Whereas now we're able to look at some of those things and see the background and see where they came from and be like, okay, keep that in there, but just know that we're going to be having dinner at 6. Right? Like, and that's going to be a regular
That's
thing.
Great.
And so little things like that, like understanding what's motivated by defense mechanisms or what's motivated by survival mechanisms helps you to determine whether or not it's worth engaging in.
Yep.
So that would be kind of our question to you is, as you spend time intentionally thinking about who you are as an adult, whether you're an adoptee or whether you're a parent of adoptees or whatever, like, what weird quirks, one, do you have that you're thankful that somebody just kind of let go? Because you have them.
Yes, you do.
And what weird quirks do you see in either the kids that are in your care or just other people that you interact with that maybe are not worth the effort of engaging in on a controversial level or on an argumentative level? Like, what stuff could you let go? And then, where's your line in the sand? If this happens, we absolutely need to do something about it.
And it's great to have that plan. Right? It's great to know where that line is ahead of time. That way you can make a plan ahead of time and then you know the exact steps you're going to do, because otherwise what a lot of parents do is they act on emotion. We should talk about that sometime.
Maybe we should.
We should talk about acting on emotion.
Maybe there'll be an episode on that.
Whew, that'll be an interesting one. Because a lot of people do it, and it's not right. So join us later on, and in order to listen in and find out when that episode is going to happen, you need to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all 4 of those things, because then you will be notified, and we will eternally love you. I think that's how it works. They get our eternal love if they do those 4 things. Yeah. So kids.
Do I have to do anything different?
Yeah, you better start like, comment, sharing, and subscribing. Come on. So, and again, please make sure to go check out those resources and everything else that we have in the description above, or if you're watching on YouTube, down below. And we will see you on the weekend update. So, Limerick.
Did an adoption episode. I'm really glad it's only rained and not snowed. The weather is cooler. Now don't be a drooler. Okay, that was bad. I must go.
Bye, y'all.